Welcome everyone, this is X-Wing RLJ with part 9 of my Subnautica walkthrough on the PS5. We'll start this one off with progressing the story a little bit more by listening to the radio.
This is Officer Keen in Light Pod 19. The captain is gone. I have assumed command. The last thing the captain did was give me coordinates for dry land. We regroup 1.5 kilometers southwest of the crash site. Stay together and good luck. This message will now repeat.
Rendezvous coordinates corrupted. Transmission origin coordinates downloaded. Signal location uploaded.
So you can't, it doesn't give you the coordinates of the rendezvous point, but it's on the floating island, which you've already been to. Nobody will go there, so you can go there, but there won't be anybody there. We'll eventually go to Pod 19, and there's almost always a data pad and or a data box, or PDA and a data box rather. I'm just gonna get the tools that I want in my quick action bar so that I don't have to worry about hunting for them. Pick up my last battery, fully charged. So now all my tools will be at 100%. And today we are going to continue looking for blueprints. We're going to get some Cyclops blueprint components. A couple other things. So my life pod is right on route of where we're going, but it is not necessary. We're just going past it. It just happens to be in the same direction. Where you're going to go is basically to the side of the ship. You don't want to get behind it, or you will be attacked by a giant creature. A Leviathan class aggressive creature. Not very nice. So you're just going to head to the side of the ship, and we're going to start looking around. So there's a little bit of wreckage here. You saw when I bounced above the water a minute ago, we're pretty much in line with the back side of the ship. And a couple of cave fish came out, but they couldn't get to me through the wreckage there, so they exploded on their own. Pick up the coffee machine. That's necessary, or it's not necessary, but it's an option for those of you who are playing on the difficulty level that requires food and drink. Since they exploded, I can take the cave sulfur, which is good because that's not overly plentiful, so it'll be helpful. That's another beacon. I already got it, obviously, so I just got titanium again. You never get too much titanium, but it does take up inventory space, obviously. So, look, if there's anything else here.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Sun went down. Turn on the headlights. Now, when we started going down to deeper areas, or even not necessarily deeper, but areas where there's aggressive creatures, turning off the lights will not make you, will not protect you, but it will slow down the amount of time before creatures aggro you. Well, nothing in there. There's a door there. It's not one you can cut with a laser. Oh, there's that one. I think I mentioned it in a previous video. The doors that you can cut with a laser, look like there was an explosion or something on them. Looked like the outside of the door got bent, or not bent, but burnt. What I'm doing is I'm looking for an access to this piece of wreckage. Hopefully I can find some blueprint items inside. Ah, there we go. So you repair this. Good thing I brought my handy dandy repair tool. And then you can just open the door. The door, again, it can't be cut with a laser. Oh, first aid kit, I'll take that. Sea Glide. Yeah, Sea Glide parts are everywhere. I'll take the titanium again. So one thing you should not have a problem finding at all in this game is the blueprints for Sea Glide. Before I head down that tunnel, or the ventilation shaft, or whatever it is, I'm going to go ahead and top off my air, bring the Seamoth a little closer so that I'm closer when I start. Sometimes these tunnels into bigger pieces of wreckage can take some time to get through, especially if there's electricity flaring up, making it hard to make it through. The Sea Glide part. Doesn't look like there's a whole lot of useful stuff in here, but remember, again, as I said in a previous video, that the components you find that you can get blueprints from are slightly randomized. You will find stuff in different locations. You'll find different items in the same locations that I find stuff. So you still want to come in here because you still might find something useful in here that just didn't happen to spawn for me this time around. It's got a little bit of RNG, as we call it. Not much in here for me. So we'll continue to look around. Now I spent a full hour on this searching for these components in this area, but I trimmed it down to 22 minutes. I cut out most of the times that I hopped out of the sub and grabbed some materials. If you need help gathering materials, you can watch my first video. So you can see them right there, right near the back end of the ship, but to the side, not behind it. See, that there is titanium, but you need to get the prawn, and then you need to get the drill arm for the prawn before you can actually start utilizing the resources like that. You will definitely want them for, or need them for, before you head down to the deeper depth later in the game. Piece of salvage, you don't need that. Now there are a little more than, there's somewhere between 8 and 10 of these chests lying around out here to the side of the ship. A couple of them have water, bottles of water in them. Most of them have other items that you can use. And here's our first Cyclops piece. This is an engine component. Remember, there's 3 parts of the Cyclops. You got the engine, the hull, and the bridge. And you need to find 3 of each of them. I don't want to go any further that way. Start getting too close to the Leviathan over there. Anyhow, as I was saying, you need to get 3 of each of the 3 components. So it's a total of 9 scans. in order to unlock the full blueprint for the Cyclops. That is a bridge component, so we'll hop out and grab that. So we now have one bridge and one engine. Here's some more land, one of the few pieces of land in the game. First time I played this game, I got killed because I went down by the engines over there on the back side of the ship, and Mr. Leviathan came down and wrecked me. And here's the power fragment. Yeah, this will be helpful again when you go down below and you hook up a thermal generator. Also, I should have mentioned it before we headed out. You want to make sure you have all three components of the radiation suit equipped when you're over here. The radiation will kill you. Oh, the propulsion cannon. Yes, definitely need that. I got the blueprint for it completed now. We will need that before we board the ship here. I'm not doing that in this video. It probably won't be till video, I don't know, 13 or 14. There's another bridge component right there. Notice they don't all look the same. The last one looked like one of the pieces of the scanner room that I found. And then that one just looked like a piece of a desk. Now the last time I played on the PS4, there were enough components in this area, this whole area to the side of the ship, to collect the blueprints for the bridge and the engines. Usually, though, there's not enough pieces for the engines over here, but the last time I think there was. There's a water bottle. Don't need that. You might, but I don't. The battery. The batteries are nice for two reasons. Number one, copper can be a pain in the butt to get because there's the chance of getting it is less than 50%. You know, when you bust open a limestone, a little over half. It's probably around 40% chance. So a little more than half of the limestone you break is just going to give you titanium. At least that's been my experience. There's another chest. There's the sand shark. He's pushing my sub around, but he won't hurt the sub. He'll attack you, but he can't hurt the sub. So as long as you're inside the sub, he can't hurt you. And after he attacks a little bit, he'll go back down in the sand and leave you alone for a minute. So you got time to get out and grab this. You're just going to spend time looking around. We're still towards the back of the ship. You don't want to go all the way to the front of the ship either. There's another Leviathan on the front of the ship. So we won't go all the way to the front of the ship. There's another chest. And another battery. It's good because you can make power. You need two batteries to make power cells too. So, but you can save yourself a little trouble making power cells because you can use completely drained batteries to make a power cell, and the power cell will still be fully charged. So you may want to hold off on making a power cell until you have 2 drained batteries, just to save yourself the trouble of having to charge the batteries, especially if you don't have the blueprint for the battery charger yet. Another chest. So a lot of these chests out here have batteries and first aid kits. There's some drawing a blank. Those little crystal things that you make glass out of. Quartz. There you go. There's some quartz out here. But you can gather it if you want. But again, you gotta keep an eye on your inventory level. I'm picking up some stuff, but like I said, I'm editing it out so that you're not wasting your time watching me do stuff that you already know how to do. So the Cyclops components seem to be a little bit bare this time around. I'm not going to go much further forward, or much further towards the front of the ship. A little bit, but not much more. We will have to go further forward. The entrance to the ship that you're going to have to take is further forward. You're going to be really close to the surface, and you'll see where the water will go through a hole in the hull, where just all that's left is the frame, and you got to go between the struts of the frame. And your Seamoth will fit through it, so you can just take your Seamoth in there. There's more water. But that's a little further up, and you're pretty safe to that point. Once you get past that point, you're in trouble. Well, potentially in trouble. That Leviathan will not be kind. Now, the Leviathan takes at least 75% of your Seamoth's health in one attack. And I cannot remember for the life of me if that is with the hull upgrade or without. If that's with the hull upgrade, then he'll probably take closer to 90, somewhere between 90 and 100% of your Seamoth's health in a single attack. What he'll do is he'll grab you and shake you around a little bit. He'll eventually let you go, provided he doesn't destroy your Seamoth altogether. And then you want to hightail it out of there and fix your Seamoth before you run into a tiny fish and destroy it completely. That is one thing I don't like about it. I mean, you've got this little mini sub, and every time you hit one of these little tiny fish at high speeds, it doesn't just kill the fish, it damages your Seamoth. Which doesn't make sense to me. Another first aid kit. I've picked up a bunch of them, so I'm going to go ahead and use one to top off my health, just to free up the inventory slot. And since I have a first aid kit fabricator, I'm not, really wasting anything. There's a stalker. Now, he won't damage you unless you actually, you're moving and actually hit him, run into him. The sand sharks and the stalkers won't or can't hurt you inside the Seamoth. All other aggressive critters, almost all the other aggressive critters can hurt you. Well, can cause damage to your Seamoth. It's another propulsion cannon component. So you can get the propulsion cannon component a lot earlier than I did, because they're sitting out here. not finding any more of the Cyclops components. If it looks like I'm driving crazy, it's because I've got this on double speed for a little bit. Again, trying to cut down on the time that you're watching me instead of playing. There's another chest. Another first aid kit. So that's it for this video. Next video I'll take you to another location where you can find Cyclops parts and the moon bay, which we absolutely need because my power cell and my steam moth is starting to go low. Before I go though, I'm going to go ahead and get the propulsion cannon built. You're definitely going to need that for the for entering the crash ship, the Aurora. Silver for a wiring kit. And we'll get that propulsion cannon. Now the propulsion cannon is not a weapon, just so you know. Okay, that's it for this video. We got the propulsion cannon built. If you liked it, go ahead and hit like, and we'll see you in the next video where we continue hunting down Cyclops parts and the Moon Bay parts.